It's the news that's been shaking the love and hip-hop world to its core. Mendeecees and Yandy's marriage, once the epitome of reality TV, love has come to an unexpected and shocking end. Sources close to the couple are now confirming that after years of ups and downs, the couple has finally decided to call it quits. But what exactly led to this momentous breakup? Rumors have been swirling for weeks, but now we're getting inside details about the explosive reasons behind their split. Was it Mendeecees' past catching up with him? Did Yandy finally reach her breaking point after years of being pulled between family drama and her career? Or is there something darker going on behind the scenes that no one saw coming? Emotions are running high as fans scramble to piece together what happened, with insiders hinting at shocking revelations that could change everything. And just when you think you know the full story, more twists and secrets continue to emerge. Stick around because this story is far from over, and the truth might just be more shocking than you ever imagined. The shocking news hit social media like a bombshell, and fans of love and hip-hop could barely believe their eyes. Mendeecees and Yandy, the couple everyone thought was unbreakable, were heading toward a devastating breakup. After years of shared moments, public displays of affection, and their fans believing they were the perfect reality TV pair, everything was about to unravel. Whispers of a divorce had been circulating for months, but now it was confirmed. Sources close to the couple revealed the bombshell details. Their marriage had hit an insurmountable wall. Fans couldn't fathom it. The couple who had been through so much together, Mendeecees' past legal troubles, Yandy's constant balancing act between being a wife, a mother, and a career woman, seemed so solid on the outside. But behind the closed doors of their marriage, the cracks were beginning to show. Emotional distance had grown between them, and it seemed like the weight of their public lives was becoming too much to bear. The first hint of trouble came when Yandy posted a cryptic message on her social media. It wasn't the typical family photos or words of wisdom fans were used to seeing. This time, the message was different. "Sometimes you have to walk away to save yourself," she wrote. It seemed innocent at first, but fans quickly began to speculate. Was she talking about Mendeecees? Was there trouble in paradise? The message sparked an avalanche of questions, and the speculation only intensified as days went by. Meanwhile, Mendeecees remained silent. He didn't post anything on his social media, and fans were left wondering if he was too hurt to speak out or if he simply didn't care anymore. It wasn't long before rumors about their marriage began to surface. Some insiders claimed that Yandy had been feeling neglected for a long time, while others suggested that Mendeecees was still dealing with unresolved issues from his past. Those who were close to the couple began to drop hints that their relationship had been in turmoil for months, with arguments growing more frequent and the love they once shared beginning to fade. The tension between Mendeecees and Yandy was palpable, and fans began to notice subtle changes in their interactions. On their last appearance together on Love and Hip Hop, their chemistry seemed forced. Yandy appeared more distant, while Mendeecees seemed to be on edge. Their once playful banter was replaced with awkward silences, and viewers couldn't help but wonder if this was the beginning of the end. As the days passed, more details started to emerge. Insiders revealed that Mendeecees had been spending more time away from home, possibly avoiding the growing tension in their relationship. Yandy, on the other hand, had been focusing heavily on her career, leaving little room for the intimacy their marriage once had. Was this a natural evolution for a couple who had been through so much, or was this the inevitable fallout from years of unresolved issues? What seemed like a minor argument a few months ago had now escalated into something far more serious. Yandy had confided in her close friends that she was exhausted. Exhausted from playing the role of the perfect wife, mother, and businesswoman. Exhausted from carrying the emotional weight of their relationship on her shoulders, while Mendeecees seemed more detached than ever. Her friends had always known her to be strong, but now there was a vulnerability in her that couldn't be ignored. It was as if the years of trying to hold everything together were finally taking their toll. On the flip side, Mendeecees was struggling with his own demons. After years of being constantly in the public eye, dealing with the fallout from his past legal troubles, and juggling his role as a father, husband, and reality TV, star, he was beginning to crack under the pressure he had opened up to close friends about feeling trapped in a life he didn't feel he could escape from. Was it possible that the constant spotlight had put too much strain on their relationship? Had the very thing that had made them famous, their reality TV lives, become the thing that tore them apart? In private conversations with their inner circle, Mendeecees and Yandy began to speak openly about how their priorities had shifted. Yandy was no longer interested in playing the role of the supportive wife who always had to smile for the cameras, while Mendeecees was growing weary of trying to live up to the public's expectations of what their marriage should look like. The stress of constantly having to prove their love and commitment to the world was starting to eat away at them, and it became clear that neither of them had the energy to keep fighting. But it wasn't just their emotional struggles that were causing problems. The cracks in their relationship were being exacerbated by outside forces, mostly the relentless pressure from their respective families. Yandy's family had always been skeptical of Mendeecees, especially after his past legal troubles. They feared that he wasn't the right man for their daughter, and it seemed like they had been waiting for the perfect moment to voice their concerns. Mendeecees, in turn, was dealing with constant pressure from his own family to do what they thought was best for him, and their disapproval of Yandy didn't help matters. As the tension between Mendeecees and Yandy continued to build, their relationship became more and more strained. What started as small disagreements grew into full-blown arguments. The communication between them broke down, and every interaction felt like an attempt to maintain a facade of happiness that neither of them could sustain any longer. Yandy, frustrated with Mendeecees' distance, began to wonder if he still loved her. Mendeecees, meanwhile, questioned if he had ever truly been able to give her the attention and care she needed. The final blow came when, just days after the cryptic post from Yandy, Mendeecees finally broke his silence. He took to social media with a brief but emotional post, hinting at the end of their marriage. The post was vague but powerful. "Sometimes love isn't enough," he wrote. Fans immediately began to flood the comments, asking for more details, but Mendeecees remained silent, leaving them in suspense. The tension surrounding their relationship reached new heights, and it was clear that the couple was facing the most difficult chapter of their lives. As the days passed, speculation about Mendeecees and Yandy's relationship continued to grow. The shocking post from Mendeecees left fans buzzing, but it also opened the door for even more rumors and insider reports. Close friends and family members were being asked questions left and right, with everyone eager to get answers. What had really happened between the couple? Had they truly reached the point of no return? It seemed like every new piece of information only added to the mystery. In the aftermath of Mendeecees' post, Yandy's response was nothing short of dramatic. While Mendeecees had been vague, she took a more direct approach. In a public interview, Yandy broke down in tears as she spoke about the emotional toll her marriage had taken on her. "I gave everything to this relationship," she said, voice quivering. "But somewhere along the way, I lost myself." Her words left fans in shock, with many wondering if she was finally revealing the true extent of her struggles. She talked about the pressure of balancing her career, being a mother, and staying strong for Mendeecees, who had often been absent both emotionally and physically. The heartbreak in her voice was undeniable, and fans could feel her pain through every word. Yandy's emotional confession was a turning point in the public narrative. While some fans rallied behind her, expressing support for her strength and resilience, others couldn't help but wonder, was Mendeecees really the villain in this story? Or was there more to the story that the public hadn't yet seen? Insider sources close to Mendeecees began to open up as well, offering a glimpse into his side of the situation. According to one source, Mendeecees had been deeply conflicted for months. "He's not a bad guy," the source said. "He's just someone who's been trying to figure out who he is after everything he's been through." Mendeecees' past, filled with legal battles and time spent away from his family, had taken a toll on him that Yandy may not have fully understood. His struggles were real, but so were Yandy's. The couple's marriage had always been a balancing act. Mendeecees had been imprisoned for several years, leaving Yandy to raise their children alone. During that time, she built a career and cemented herself as a respected businesswoman. When Mendeecees returned home, he found himself trying to catch up with a life that had moved on without him. Yandy had changed. She wasn't just the loving wife and mother anymore. She was a strong, independent woman who had learned to navigate the world without Mendeecees by her side. But as much as she had grown, so had Mendeecees. He returned home from prison and quickly realized that he had to adjust to a new reality, a reality where he wasn't the center of attention. The once close bond they shared had started to fray, and what followed were months of growing distance. As the tension reached its peak, Yandy began to question if this was a relationship worth saving. Was it worth trying to rebuild something that had crumbled under the weight of their past? She had dedicated so much of her life to supporting Mendeecees, but now it felt like she was losing herself in the process. Mendeecees, on the other hand, began to wonder if he was holding on to a marriage that had already slipped through his fingers. Had they simply outgrown each other? Could they ever go back to the way things used to be? Or was this the inevitable end of a relationship that had been built on a foundation of love and survival? The public's reaction was just as divided as the couple's feelings. Some fans took to social media, flooding the comments section with messages of support for Yandy. "You deserve better," one fan wrote. "You've been through so much, and you're so strong. Don't let him drag you down." Others defended Mendeecees, claiming that he had been through enough in his life and deserved a second chance. "He made mistakes, but he's trying," another fan wrote. "People forget how hard it is to come back from what he's been through. He's not a villain." But as the drama continued to unfold, another unexpected twist emerged. Just when everyone thought the couple had reached the end of the road, Mendeecees made a shocking move. He reportedly reached out to Yandy privately, asking if they could have one last conversation, without cameras or prying eyes. It was a simple request, but it left fans questioning whether there was still hope for the couple. Could this be their final attempt to fix their marriage? Or was it simply too little, too late? Insiders revealed that the conversation between Mendeecees and Yandy was emotional, to say the least. They both cried, each expressing the hurt and frustration they had been bottling up for so long. Mendeecees apologized for his actions, acknowledging the ways he had failed Yandy. Yandy, on the other hand, admitted that she had been so focused on building her career and taking care of their children that she had neglected their relationship. For the first time in a long while, they were both able to have an honest conversation without the distractions of their public lives or the pressure of reality TV. But despite the emotional breakthrough, it wasn't clear whether this conversation would be enough to save their marriage. The truth was, Mendeecees and Yandy's relationship had been tested by so many forces: outside pressures, personal struggles, and the intense glare of the public eye. Could they really overcome the damage that had been done? Or was this moment of honesty just another fleeting glimmer of hope before the inevitable end? Fans were left on the edge of their seats, waiting for the next chapter in this heartbreaking saga. Would Mendeecees and Yandy find a way to repair their marriage, or were they destined to become just another tragic love story in the world of reality TV? With every new revelation, the stakes grew higher and the drama intensified. As the emotional conversation between Mendeecees and Yandy continued to echo in the background, their friends and family began to react in ways that added fuel to the fire. Close relatives were reportedly torn between supporting Yandy's need for personal growth and Mendeecees' desire for redemption. The couple's children, who had witnessed the highs and lows of their parents' relationship, were reportedly confused. "They'd never seen us like this before," Yandy admitted in a candid moment to a friend. "They always saw us. The love they had shared seemed to be slipping away, and no amount of apologies or promises seemed to be enough to stop the inevitable." Yandy, too, was facing her own struggles. Though she had put on a brave face for so long, the cracks were beginning to show. She was torn between her own self-worth and the love she had for Mendeecees. "I gave up so much of myself for him," Yandy confided in her sister. "But now I wonder if I ever knew who I was without him. Can I be happy again? Or am I just holding on to something that's already gone?" It was clear that Yandy's inner conflict wasn't just about Mendeecees. It was about her own identity. For so long, she had been the wife, the mother, the supporter, but now she was asking herself if she could ever return to a life where she was just Yandy. The intensity of the situation continued to build, with friends and family on both sides offering unsolicited advice. Some of Yandy's friends, who had always admired her strength and independence, urged her to move on from Mendeecees. "You've done enough," one close friend told her. "You've supported him through everything, and now it's time to put yourself first." But other friends, knowing the depth of the couple's bond, urged Yandy to give Mendeecees one more chance. "Love is complicated," another friend said. "Sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom to realize what you really have." While Yandy was being pulled in multiple directions by those closest to her, Mendeecees' family was also struggling to understand what had happened. Kirk Frost, a longtime family friend, had always been a vocal supporter of both Mendeecees and Yandy. They were supposed to be the perfect couple, Kirk commented in an interview. "I never thought I'd see the day where they'd be on the brink of divorce. But sometimes life doesn't turn out the way we expect." Kirk's comments echoed the sentiments of many who had once looked up to the couple as an example of strength and resilience. Now it seemed like they were falling apart, and no one could figure out how to fix it. As the days passed, Mendeecees and Yandy both seemed to retreat into their own worlds. Mendeecees began focusing on his career, taking on new projects that kept him busy and distracted. But even his professional success couldn't fill the void that had been left in his personal life. He spent more time away from home, pouring himself into his work, but the loneliness he felt when he was alone at night was undeniable. "It's like I'm living two different lives," Mendeecees said to a close friend. "One where everything is fine, and the other where I'm drowning in guilt and regret. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up." Yandy, on the other hand, threw herself into her charity work and business ventures. She began attending events and public appearances more frequently, all while maintaining a picture-perfect image for her fans. But those closest to her knew the truth. "She's a queen, but she's broken," one of her friends shared with the media. "She's strong, but you can see the cracks in her armor. It's only a matter of time before she has to face what's really going on inside." The drama continued to escalate as sources close to the couple revealed shocking new details. A close friend of Yandy's claimed that there had been multiple heated arguments between her and Mendeecees in the weeks leading up to the public fallout. Yandy kept telling Mendeecees that she couldn't keep doing this anymore, but he kept brushing it off, the friend revealed. It was like he didn't take her seriously until it was too late. The breakdown in communication was said to be one of the key factors in the unraveling of their marriage. Mendeecees' inability to understand Yandy's emotional needs, coupled with his own personal struggles, had created a rift that no one saw coming. But the most shocking revelation of all came from an insider who claimed to have heard a private conversation between Yandy and Mendeecees. According to the source, Yandy had told Mendeecees, "I don't know if I can love you the way I used to. I feel like we've lost each other." Those words struck like a dagger to Mendeecees' heart. He reportedly walked away from the conversation in silence, knowing that the end was near. But the question remained, could they ever fix what had been broken, or was their love truly over? Fans were left reeling as they processed the latest revelations. Was this the final chapter in the love story of Mendeecees and Yandy? Or was there still a glimmer of hope for their marriage? Only time would tell, but for now, the drama was far from over. As the story continued to unfold, the tension between Mendeecees and Yandy reached new heights. Their friends and family were no longer able to ignore the gravity of the situation. Whispers of betrayal, unspoken resentments, and broken promises circulated through their circles. The couple's once strong bond seemed to have fractured beyond repair, and with each passing day, the likelihood of a reconciliation grew slimmer. But still, there were those who clung to the hope that love could conquer all. The situation took another dramatic turn when a source close to Yandy revealed that she had sought out marriage counseling in a last-ditch effort to salvage her relationship with Mendeecees. She didn't want to give up on them, the source revealed, but she knew that things had to change. She couldn't keep living like this, pretending everything was fine when it wasn't. Yandy, who had always been known for her strength and independence, was now admitting that she needed help. For the first time in years, She was questioning everything: her marriage, her role in the family, and even her own happiness. "I love Mendeecees, but I don't know if I can love him the way he wants me to," Yandy had confided to her therapist during one of their sessions. But Mendeecees, for his part, was not as open to the idea of counseling. According to insiders, he was reluctant to face the reality of their crumbling marriage. He didn't think there was anything wrong, a family member said. He thought everything would work itself out, but Yandy was already emotionally checked out. By the time he realized how bad things had gotten, it was too late. Mendeecees had always been a man of action. He preferred to fix problems with his hands rather than with his heart. But this time, there was no easy fix. The damage had been done, and now it was up to both of them to decide whether or not they were willing to put in the work to heal their broken relationship. As the couple's personal lives became more and more public, the media frenzy around their potential divorce reached a fever pitch. Headlines screamed about the alleged infidelity, the secret fights, and the emotional breakdowns that were said to be tearing the couple apart. Mendeecees and Yandy's divorce drama is more intense than any reality TV storyline, one tabloid headline read. Fans are shocked at the shocking secrets revealed about their relationship. It seemed like everyone had an opinion on the couple's situation, from fans to celebrities to even strangers on social media. "They've always been our #relationship goals," one fan wrote on Twitter. "It's heartbreaking to see them go through this." But while the public's reaction was mixed, the people closest to the couple had their own thoughts on what was really happening behind the scenes. Yandy's sister, who had remained largely silent throughout the drama, finally spoke out, saying that she believed the couple had grown too distant to save their marriage. "There comes a point where love just isn't enough anymore," she said in an interview. "I've seen the way they've treated each other, and it's like they don't even recognize each other anymore. It's heartbreaking, but I don't think there's anything left to salvage." At the same time, Mendeecees' family was also grappling with the news of the impending divorce. Kirk Frost, who had long been a mentor and confidant to Mendeecees, was said to be worried about the toll this was taking on his friend. "I've never seen Mendeecees like this," Kirk confessed to a close friend. "He's always been the strong one, but now I can see the pain in his eyes. It's like he's lost the one thing that mattered most to him." But even Kirk, who had always been a staunch defender of Mendeecees and Yandy's relationship, admitted that there was little hope left for the couple. "Sometimes, love just isn't enough," Kirk added somberly. As the divorce proceedings progressed, it became clear that there were many unresolved issues between Mendeecees and Yandy. Financial disputes, disagreements over their children, and lingering feelings of betrayal seemed to overshadow any chance of reconciliation. Mendeecees was reportedly adamant about retaining full custody of their children, while Yandy was determined to keep a significant stake in their joint ventures and business interests. "They both want to win," a legal insider said. But at this point, they're fighting over scraps of what used to be a beautiful life. It's like watching a ship sink, and no one is willing to throw out the lifeline. Through all the chaos, Yandy and Mendeecees continued to maintain their public personas, each trying to present a facade of strength despite the unraveling of their personal lives. Yandy attended high-profile events and carried on with her charity work, smiling for the cameras. But those who knew her well could see that the weight of her marriage's collapse was taking a toll. She had always been the pillar of strength for her family, but now she was struggling to hold everything together. Mendeecees, on the other hand, withdrew even further from the public eye. He focused on his career, using work as a distraction from the pain he was feeling. But even in the moments when he was at his most successful, there was a deep sadness behind his eyes that couldn't be hidden. "He's not the same," one of his close friends said. "He's lost something, maybe even himself. And I don't know if he'll ever be able to find it again." As the days passed, the rumors about their divorce continued to swirl. Some fans believed that Mendeecees and Yandy were playing a game, pretending to be at odds for the sake of publicity. Others, however, were convinced that the couple's marriage was truly over. "It's a shame," one fan wrote. "They were perfect for each other. But now it feels like they're just two strangers living in the same house." The public was left to speculate as the couple's divorce loomed larger and larger. Would they ever be able to reconcile, or was this the final chapter in their relationship? Only time would tell, but for now, the drama between Mendeecees and Yandy was nowhere near its end. Fans continue to watch with bated breath, waiting for the next shocking twist in the saga of one of reality TV's most iconic couples. As the final stages of the divorce drama unfolded, the intensity of the situation seemed to reach a boiling point. With both Mendeecees and Yandy struggling to come to terms with their crumbling marriage, the drama surrounding their split took a shocking turn when new revelations came to light. Whispers of past secrets, betrayals, and even potential infidelity began to flood the media. These new developments were even more jaw-dropping than what fans had already witnessed, and they only added fuel to the already blazing fire. It all started when a close friend of Yandy's, who had remained in the background until now, came forward with some startling claims. According to this source, Yandy had discovered certain hidden truths about Mendeecees that shook her to the core. It was like a whole different person was revealed to her, the friend revealed, things she never thought were possible. Yandy was devastated by the realization that Mendeecees had kept so many secrets from her. And once those secrets were out in the open, there was no going back. Fans were left wondering what these shocking revelations could possibly be. Some speculated that it had to do with Mendeecees' past relationships, while others believed that it could have been something much darker. Whatever the truth was, the situation was becoming increasingly complicated and messy. Yandy, once known for her poise and grace, was now publicly grappling with emotions she had kept hidden for years. Meanwhile, Mendeecees was reportedly reeling from the fallout as well. He's trying to hold it together, a family insider said, but the weight of everything is just too much. He never thought it would get to this point. He truly loved Yandy, but now he's questioning everything. Mendeecees had always been a man who took pride in his reputation, and the thought of his personal life being exposed to the world was more than he could handle. He struggled to maintain his composure as the media continued to tear apart his marriage, each new headline cutting deeper than the last. One of the most explosive claims to come out of the scandal involved the possibility that Mendeecees had been involved in an affair. The rumors had been swirling for months, but now it seemed there might be some truth to them. An anonymous source allegedly came forward, claiming to have evidence of Mendeecees being unfaithful during his marriage to Yandy. He had a fling, the source said. It wasn't just a one-time thing, it was ongoing. And Yandy didn't find out until much later. This revelation sent shockwaves through both their fan bases, leaving many wondering if the couple's marriage had been doomed from the start. Yandy, understandably, was heartbroken by the news. She had always trusted Mendeecees, and the thought that he had been hiding such a major betrayal from her left her feeling not only betrayed but humiliated. "How could he do this to me?" Yandy reportedly said in a private conversation with friends. "How could he do this to our family?" The pain was evident in her voice, and for the first time, fans saw a side of Yandy they had never seen before, vulnerable, hurt, and questioning the very foundation of her life with Mendeecees. But Mendeecees' side of the story was equally heartbreaking. "He didn't mean for things to go this way," one of his closest confidants explained. "He made mistakes, but he was trying to be a better man. He didn't want to hurt Yandy, but the pressure of everything got to him. Now he's left picking up the pieces of his shattered life." Mendeecees, who had been open about his struggles in the past, was now facing the consequences of his actions. His public persona had been built on his journey toward redemption, but now that image was tarnished. The final straw came when the couple reportedly had an emotional confrontation in their home. Sources close to the pair revealed that Yandy had confronted Mendeecees about the affair, demanding answers. She was crying, begging him to tell her the truth, a friend of Yandy's recalled. It was one of the most intense moments she had ever experienced. She wanted to know everything, every detail. She couldn't handle the lies anymore. Mendeecees, though devastated, reportedly admitted to the affair, and in that moment it was clear that their marriage was no longer salvageable. As the news broke, fans of the couple were left reeling. Many expressed their shock and disbelief, unable to reconcile the image of the couple they had once admired with the heartbreaking reality of their situation. "This isn't the Mendeecees and Yandy we saw on TV." One fan tweeted, "They were supposed to be our goals. Now they're just like every other celebrity couple falling apart." The ripple effect was also felt among the couple's families. Mendeecees' mother, who had always been a strong presence in his life, was said to be devastated by the revelations. She couldn't believe what was happening. A family member said she had always supported their marriage, but now she was questioning everything. Yandy's family, too, was rocked by the news, with her sister and mother reportedly urging her to move on and focus on her own well-being. "This is not the life Yandy deserves," one relative said. "She's too strong to be brought down by someone who doesn't appreciate her." As the drama continued to unfold, the couple's fans found themselves torn between supporting Mendeecees and Yandy. "We just want them to be happy," one fan wrote. "But it's clear that they've both been through a lot. Maybe this is for the best." Others, however, expressed anger and disappointment, with some feeling betrayed by Mendeecees' actions. "He hurt Yandy, and that's unforgivable," one fan wrote. "I can't support someone who does that to their wife." With the divorce now confirmed and the emotional toll taking its toll on both Mendeecees and Yandy, the future seemed uncertain. Would they ever find a way back to each other? Or was this the end of their journey together? Only time would tell. But for now, the drama surrounding their marriage was far from over. As the media continued to report on the saga, fans were left wondering, how much more could this couple endure before they finally reached their breaking point? Wow, what a roller coaster ride of emotions. The drama between Mendeecees and Yandy has truly left everyone in shock. But now we want to hear from you. Do you think their marriage was beyond repair, or is there a chance for reconciliation? What do you make of the shocking revelations that have come to light? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you want more updates on this explosive story, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss the latest news. Hit that notification bell so you can stay on top of all the drama that's unfolding. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with more unbelievable updates.